Hi, I'm real estate attorney Kevin Plotkin, managing attorney of the Plotkin Law Firm and Express Title Services. We specialize in real estate closings, escrow, and title insurance services. I'm here today to discuss with you the top 3 things you should know when choosing a title company. Whether you're searching for a home or a piece of real estate right now, or you're already under contract to buy one, you're going to need a title company to handle the closing of the transaction. What a title company does is we're going to ensure that the title to the property you're buying is clean and clear from any defects and that you're getting essentially a clean slate with the property. We're also going to handle the closing, which means we're going to act as a middleman between you and the seller. When you exchange your money and you give money to the seller and the seller gives you the deed, we'll be the middleman there to control that transaction and make sure it goes smoothly for you. So when you're choosing a title company, there's 3 very important things you should know. Number 1, you want to choose an attorney-owned and operated title company. Here in Florida, you do not have to be an attorney to have a title company. So there are title companies out there that are not attorney-owned and operated and don't have an attorney on staff. Here at Express Title Services, you're going to have all the benefits of having a real estate attorney. For example, a real estate transaction is a legal transaction and it's controlled by a legal document, which is the real estate purchase contract. You're going to want to have a real estate attorney review that contract for you before you sign it to make sure it's in your best interest. Furthermore, throughout the transaction, that real estate contract is going to impose upon you duties and obligations that you need to meet throughout the transaction. And you're also going to have to put up a deposit to ensure that you meet those duties and obligations. So throughout the transaction, if you miss a deadline or you miss an obligation that you're supposed to meet, that the contract says that you're supposed to do, you're at risk of defaulting on that contract and at risk of losing your deposit. So we're going to make sure that the contract is in your best favor before you sign it, and then we're going to hold your hand throughout the transaction to make sure you're complying with the contract and you're not losing your deposit. Number 2, expertise matters. Believe it or not, a lot of the work that we do here is cleaning up messes that were made elsewhere. I don't want to tell you how many calls I get from clients who say, oh, I bought this property 6 months ago, I spent all this money on this title company, and now I have a violation that exists from the previous seller before I even bought the property. So the idea in a closing that you have finality and you have peace of mind that down the road you're not going to have any headaches after you purchase the property. So here at Express Title Services, we're going to identify any issues with the property and we're going to identify them quickly and make sure that none of them are slipping through the cracks. But moreover, what's even more important, and what we see a lot in South Florida, is that it's not only identifying the problems, but having the expertise and the knowledge of how to resolve them once you identify them. Once we identify the issues, we're going to resolve them quickly and ensure that you have a clean slate with the property and no headaches down the road after you purchase the property. Number 3, customer service matters. If we're doing a good job behind the scenes technically with the expertise that we just spoke about a second ago, but on the front end we're not giving you a good customer service experience, then really what good is the job that we're doing if you're not having a good experience and you don't know about the process that we're handling for you on the back end? So here at Express Title Services, at the very beginning of the transaction, we're going to outline all of the dates and deadlines for you, and we're going to create a schedule for you so that you understand the clear path of the process that we need to go through in order to get you to your end goal of having a closing. Immediately at the beginning of the transaction, we're also going to order our title searches and our municipal lien searches and every aspect that we need to vet the property for you immediately, so that if there are any issues, we're going to find them, but we're going to find them fast and quickly to avoid any delays in your closing. In addition to doing that, we're also going to update you about the process and where you stand throughout, so you're never kept in the dark and you're always knowing what's going on throughout the process. A lot of complaints that we hear about South Florida title companies are, there was a last minute surprise with my closing, this was an unexpected headache, or I can never get the company on the phone, I can never get the attorney on the phone if I need to speak to them. So you're always going to be able to reach us here. You're always going to know what's going on with your process. We're going to be overly communicative and updating you throughout the process, so you probably won't have any questions. However, should you have any questions, you're always going to be able to reach us. And we want to ensure that you're not only getting the best end product with technical expertise, but that you're also having the best customer service experience at the same time while doing so. I'm Kevin Plotkin, real estate attorney and managing attorney of the Plotkin Law Firm and Express Title Services. Thank you very much, and we look forward to working with you.